Darn, Mark, I'm trying to hold it together. Dilemma. How do you adequately say your final goodbye to the greatest person you've ever known? Person who has been your father, your mentor, your frat brother, your Morehouse brother, here's through one of his many honorary doctorates, your friend, at one point your boss, and yet still your friend after having been your boss. The person who bestowed upon me my witty, my sons would say corny, sense of humor. The most daring, adventurous, audacious, epic, luckiest automobile driver I have ever known. Ever. Correction. The most Holy Ghost protected, angel covered, protected automobile driver the entire world has ever known. Dad was not that, he was not that shaky Mr. Magoo kind of driver. He was that need for speed kind of driver. Jeff Gordon, Mario Andretti, Danica Patrick, and Lewis Hamilton had nothing on Dad. In fact, on a good day, Dad would have given them a run for their money. I am sure of that. My sons have sat around saying, man, I wish I could have experienced what it would be like to ride in a car with Granddad driving. They never got to have that experience because my wife would not have allowed that. They could not get in a car with him driving. I digressed. Dad has counseled 5 U.S. presidents. He's sat with kings. He's traveled the world. He earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He is a man that Martin Luther King Jr. called the greatest preacher he has ever heard. Let that sink in. Martin Luther King Jr., the man who delivered what has been called the greatest speech of the entire 20th century, said that Dad was the greatest preacher he ever heard. But more importantly, he raised, maybe before I talk about that, he married the love of his life. Married her and loved her, and they loved each other all the way to the end. For 54 years up until Mom went home to be in heaven. He raised 7 well-adjusted, 6. My brother Mark. Love you, Mark. We always pick at each other. I'll say to Mark, I love you. He says, I like you too. No matter how long I live, no matter whatever I accomplish, the greatest thing I will ever be known for is being the son of C.T. Vivian. Back to my dilemma. How do you say goodbye to the greatest person, your final goodbye to the greatest person you've ever known? Turns out, my dilemma is not a dilemma. I don't have to say my final goodbye because this is not my final goodbye. We will see each other again in heaven. And as I enter, when that day comes, he, my mother, my big brother Cordy will greet me with open arms. So, Dad, till I see you again in heaven, I love you.